Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're a virtual assistant or a social media manager, having a well-structured contract is crucial for both you and your clients. Today, we are going to walk through the essential components you should include in your virtual assistant or social media management contract to ensure a smooth and successful working relationship. Let's dive in. Component one, the parties involved. You have a section in your contract that says the parties involved. Start by identifying the parties involved. That's you and your client, clearly stating both parties' full names and addresses. Then component number two, scope of work. Define the scope of your services, the services that you'll be providing. Be specific about your task, your timelines, and any limitations to avoid any misunderstanding later on. Then component number three, payment terms. Clearly outline the payment structure. Include details on rates, billings, frequency accepted, payments, payment method, and any late fees and penalties you may have. Then component number four, confidentiality and non-disclosure. This section is crucial for protecting sensitive information. Both parties should agree, that is you and your client, to keep all confidential information confidential even after the contract ends. Then component number five, termination clause. Detail the conditions under which either party can terminate the contract. This may include notice period, reasons for termination, and any associated fees. Then component number six, intellectual property rights. Specify who owns the right to any work created during the contract, graphic designs. This is particularly important for content creators, for graphic designers. Then component number seven, communication and reporting. Define how you will be communicated with. How often do you want to provide updates to your clients, your preferred platforms, your tools of collaboration. And then component number six, dispute resolution. Outline the steps to take in case of a dispute. This could involve mediation or any other agreed upon resolution process. Then component number nine, governing law host. Clearly state which laws and jurisdiction will govern the contract. This is especially important if you and your clients are in different regions or countries. And another thing is that the essential component for your virtual assistant or social media management contract is very, very, very important. You have to remember that a well-written contract protects both you and your clients, and it sets clear expectations from the start. Another thing is, I realized that a lot of people, a lot of new virtual assistants, they find a way of brushing aside getting a contract done, and that is why they have issues with a lot of clients working with them and just ghosting them. I read a story on Dang, I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago. That's Diary of a Nigeria Girl on Instagram. It was about a young girl that's, I think, a student. She started out as a social media manager and started working out with somebody, I think a real estate brand. And she said she even had to go as far as borrowing money to buy data to work with them and to make sure that it's always online, creating content, posting content, scheduling content, and all of that, engaging with their customers and clients. Then after working, I think they agreed on her getting, I think 50K. I can't remember. That's about $50. And they already agreed to getting paid that particular amount. Then I think towards the end of the month, when she's meant to get paid, then she just realized the owner of the brand, stopped responding to her messages. The guy practically stopped responding to all of her messages, and she began to, and as a student that used last money to buy data, and had to even borrow money to buy some of the resources that she used just so she could work with that client. Do you know how devastated, how disappointed, and how she will have felt? But guess what, guys? This particular scenario that I just shared, I feel that if you have a contract in place, in fact, this is like something that I'm saying out of experience, my personal experience. Because if you have, I've never had any cause to work with any client that has eventually ghosted me in the past, because I always make sure that I make them sign the contract before starting to work with them. That's like the barest minimum. You just have to sign a contract, like a contract, because that is what is going to make me be able to be sure that you are really into working with me, like you are serious about working with me. Because I cannot just believe the word of your mouth. It's not because I have anything against my clients, but it's just because it is just the right things to do, even for you, because I'm going to be signing into your I mean, for the client, on if I want to look at it from the client's point of view, I'm going to be signing into your probably your Instagram account, your emails and all of that, and you don't want to have like a non-disclosure stuff that is binding me not to disclose your password to people and all of that. I just feel that as a social media manager, as a virtual assistant, before you start to work with anyone, no matter who the person is to you, make sure that you have a contract in place and make them sign the contract before proceeding to work with them. I hope you have been able to learn a thing or two from this video. Until next time, and please try to subscribe, share my video, and please comment if you have anything to add, or if you have an experience working with a client that's probably ghosted you or didn't pay you. You can just share in the comment below. Thank you, and see you next.